A lot of people every day get their skins scammed and accounts stolen. It's not just beginners, experienced traders too. There are actions you need to take with your Steam account so you don't lose your skins. New scams are popping up, and if you don't keep up to date on the new methods, you won't be safe. From new players who have just unboxed their first knife, or big collectors who are targeted for their expensive inventories. Let's go over 20 mistakes and tips you need to keep your Steam safe. A big mistake players make with their accounts is they don't set up the safest account details, like your account email, which you want to have it unlinked to your other social accounts. Don't go around using the same email for Steam as you are for your family Facebook or anything else. The same thing goes for your password. Make sure it's unique, and you aren't just using the same password, which will be leaked in a data breach. A few extra tips for your password is to make sure it's strong by shortening long phrases into random numbers and letters only you would know. As well, every 6 or so months, just make a new password. I am surprised every day by the amount of people who don't have Steam Mobile enabled for two-factor authentication, which leaves their entire account at risk of being hijacked. Two-factor authentication is a must for account security. This does not include the Steam Desktop Authenticator. SDA can be useful for someone running a few hundred bot accounts, but I do not recommend this tool at all for the everyday player for their normal Steam account. It goes against the entire point of Steam Mobile, because let's say if a hacker gets access to your computer, well, now they have access to your authenticator. Now, there is a way which you can secure your account even more than just mobile authentication, which is Family View. This lets you set restrictions to what your Steam account can and can't do with an extra PIN protection. If someone somehow hacked into your Steam account, they would still need a 4-digit PIN, which you would set to do certain actions like trading. Family View is a very important extra layer protection that the average Steam user doesn't have, and can easily be set up in your Steam settings. Talking about Family View, you do not want to be sharing around the computer you use for Steam. If possible, use a PC only you have access to, and don't go around signing into Steam into public computers, as they can have malware that is tracking you. But of course, there is situations where maybe you have to share a computer, like with a sibling. Just know that it doesn't matter how safe you are. If whoever you're sharing the computer with downloads some sort of malware, you are at risk of losing your skins, which goes into not downloading any random software. Even if you think it has nothing to do with Steam and you're just trying to download more RAM, if the program is untrusted and you have any signs of doubt, you should not be downloading it onto your system. When you want to visit third-party sites, do not just Google the site, as scam ones will show up instead that have the exact same URL as the real site, which can easily trick people. A way to prevent this is by just going to any of the site's official socials, which will have a direct link for you to use, which also includes clicking on any random phishing links that a scammer may be sending you. Next, you have to subscribe right now, or else you will be late to all Counter-Strike news, as we will always cover it first right here. Then you need to sign in to the official Steam site on your browser before you visit third-party sites, so that you sign in easier and it's also safer. This will make it so you don't have to directly input any account details like your password, so you know if you are on a real site or a fake one. A big mistake many make after they sign into a sketchy site is they do not revoke their Steam API key. You want to make sure you do this, but you can also remove and deauthorize all devices that this Steam account is signed into through security settings. Make sure you're doing both of these to keep any unwanted users out. More recently, scammers are trying to capitalize on QR codes, as many are more willing to scan a code rather than enter their password. QR codes can lead to your entire account getting hacked and stolen before you even realize. Do not go around scanning random QR codes online or even in person. If you receive a text message from Steam, that is a huge red flag that something wrong has happened. You have most likely signed into a scam site that is trying to change your mobile authenticator. Next, it's very important that you know Steam and Valve do not care about you. Not in a rude way, but if you get some sort of message from Steam support or a Valve employee telling you that something big is about to happen to your account, it's not actually them and it's just a scammer. This is a lot more common than you think, so much so that any Valve employee has a disclaimer on their account to not listen to any of these claims. Next, if you have an Apple device with iCloud or Steam Mobile, you want to make sure you do not have backups for Steam on your account. This would let any hacker who gets into your iCloud just move your authenticator onto their device and then wipe out your entire inventory without you even knowing. Something else which is very similar to this is SIM swapping, as you can hijack entire Steam accounts with someone's SIM. You can prevent this by using an unlinked number that you don't have registered to any other account, similar to what we talked about with emails at the start of the video. You can also then talk to your phone provider and let them know that you will be a target for hackers and scammers, and that you do not want them to give out another SIM ever for your account. For higher tier inventories, you need a Steam only device. When you walk around with your phone that has Steam Mobile on it, you are walking around with the keys to your entire account. Let's say you lose your phone in the middle of a music festival, the odds you will ever see it again are slim to none, which means bye-bye to your Steam authenticator. A hidden SIM on a Steam-only device is cheaper than losing thousands of dollars worth of skins. Another mistake many make for Steam security is that they are not signing in often. Think of signing into your account like a security guard at a bank. It's not like the security guard will stop a robbery, but if there was 2 banks to rob, one had a guard that stood in front every single day, and then the second bank only has a guard that shows up 1 day a year, well, that same thing goes for signing into your Steam account. The biggest hacks ever for Steam was targeting inactive accounts, since the owners would have no idea it was happening until months later. A big mistake many make is not having all the original account information, like payment details, game keys, because if you bought your account off somebody, you do not own it. No matter how much you paid for it, at any moment in time, you can lose your account, because not only is it against Steam TOS, but after you buy a few skins, the original owner can come back and reclaim the account as his own, because he has all the original details, and in Steam's eyes, you would be the hacker. Next, you need to stop using extensions. The average person does not have time to keep up with each update for an extension to make sure that nothing bad is being done behind the scenes. There are now Counter-Strike extensions out there that have updated to track your login cookies, which gives them access to your Steam account. You can easily avoid this by not using any extensions. Recent trading changes has caused some third-party sites to ask for your web API key token, also known as JWT token. This is different than a regular API key which is normally used. The JWT token gives them access to your entire account, so I would stay away from sites that ask for this level of access. Also, do not accept random friend requests, as 9 times out of 10, they are a scammer wanting your skins. Some things to look out for are basic Steam levels, usually level 1, 10, or 20. They'll also have private hours, or they'll be botted with a private inventory or an inventory that has very little items. Another way to keep your account safe is by having a low profile on Steam, like changing your privacy settings to either private or friends only, so you can still show off your skins, but randoms online can't see them as a target. These 20 tips will keep your skins and Steam accounts safe, but it's useless if you don't watch this video, which goes over 18 CS2 settings that you need to change.